talk, no BS. No scripts, no favors, no referee. What they won't say, we address it directly. Street news, street politics, respect the integrity. Real talk, no BS. Real talk, no BS. No filters, no cap, no sensitivity. From the corner to the courts, it's the recipe. If it ain't real, I don't mention me. It's for the blocks where the cameras don't stay, where the truth get buried under headlines and pay. We don't glamorize pain, we contextualize.
What's the deal, man? What's the deal? Hey, look. Back in the day, right? 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Gangbanging was something different, right? It was formed to protect the community. Old folks, kids, women. And in today's time, it damn near do the complete opposite, right? Put the kids in danger. They can't go to the park. Old folks can't walk to the store. They might get robbed, get their purse snatched while it took. Make it make sense. It ain't this era of what the world, these youngsters in turn gangbanging into, ain't what a lot of us came up on. It look weird. So we're gonna react to a story Warren Cali dropped. Shout out to Warren Cali. Some Crips out of Bakersfield chose to unalive a 71-year-old lady over some gold. Yeah, when you're not protecting, but you dramatically causing harm, yeah, that just lets you know it's dead. Like gangbanging is like streets is dead, gangbanging is over with. Like, we're gonna get into it though.
Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. The East Side Crips are a known gang in Bakersfield, California. Over the years, they have made headlines for various crimes, and one was a very disturbing one. But with that being said, let's get into this case. On August 18th, 2012, a woman named Patrice, who was then in her late 40s, was shopping with her daughter at Food Max in the area of Ming Avenue and Stein Road. They left the store shortly before 3 p.m. Patrice went to load her groceries inside the trunk of her car. Before she reached her car, she saw a black man in his early 20s rapidly approaching her from about 25 feet away. They made eye contact, and then he walked past her. Not a second later, he grabbed the back of her neck and her tank top and her bra and the gold chain she was wearing around her neck. Everything ripped, and he slammed her to the pavement. She struggled to hold on to her chains as she tried to snatch him off, and he dragged her on the pavement. She suffered multiple scrapes and was swollen multiple places on her body. The suspect then ran away. At no time did Patrice see anyone with him, although a man parked about 3 feet away was in a white Crown Victoria just popped out of nowhere and asked if she was okay. She felt they might have been involved together. Patrice did not contact police the day her chain was taken. She was in shock and had frozen groceries inside her car on a hot day and did not know how fast anyone would respond as she called 911. In addition, the suspect was long gone, and she felt like she had defeated him because she retained most of her gold chains.
So you go try to peel the lady. Lady ain't no punk. And you only get away with 1, maybe 2, maybe possibly 3 chains. What it sounds like is, from what he's saying, the lady was draped up. For what though? Because I guarantee you, the money you get off of hocking them is not going to cover your commissary for the charge of what they going to give you for it. All I'm saying. It's crazy work. Supposed to be helping them, not hurting them, taking from them. It's wild.
Sometime in the afternoon of August 19th, a woman named Latrice saw her boyfriend Max at the apartments on Haley Street that were managed by her mom. Max's mom also lived in an apartment complex. The complex was right across the street from the Foods Co. Latrice and Max spent a little time together at her mom's apartment. Lawrence, also known as Lump, was with Max. Both men were from the East Side Crips in Bakersfield. Max and Lawrence both left and took Latrice's car. In between 5 and 5:30 on Sunday, August 19th, Natalie took Guadalupe, her 71-year-old mother, grocery shopping at the Foods Co. on 2505 Haley Street in Bakersfield. With them was Natalie's 13-year-old daughter, Marisol. Guadalupe
So y'all just made it a habit of doing weird. All right, we all right. It don't make no sense. This crazy. Kids, stay in school. Go get a trade or something. Please don't come to the streets. It ain't got nothing for you.
was 4 feet 11 inches tall and weighed only 72 pounds. She was wearing a thick 18 to 20-inch link chain with a gold cross. Because she was unable to walk around the store, she sat in a chair in the front of the store near customer service, while Natalie and Marisol shot for her. It took around 45 minutes to an hour to finish. Surveillance footage taken at the scene around 6:22 p.m. showed Max, Christopher, and Lawrence inside the food co. As the family left the store, Marisol saw a black male in his early 20s sitting by himself on one of the store's doors. The women moved slowly because Guadalupe could not walk fast. Natalie, who was pushing the grocery cart, went ahead so she could start putting the groceries inside the trunk of the vehicle. Marisol was only a step or two ahead of Guadalupe. They were still walking to the car where Marisol saw the man who she seen in front of the store, later found out to be Christopher, walk up from behind and grab a hold of Guadalupe's neck. He broke the chain on Guadalupe's neck and then he ran. Guadalupe fell to the ground and landed on her back and her head. At no time did Marisol see anyone with the man. Natalie had just opened the trunk when she saw a shadow from the corner of her eye. She glanced over and saw someone that had Guadalupe in a chokehold with his left hand from behind. With his right hand, he yanked her chain, which broke, and threw her on her back. She hit her head when she fell. Natalie screamed, and Christopher fled from across the parking lot towards Haley Street with Guadalupe's gold necklace. Someone said he was going to try to chase him down, and another person called 911. Natalie did not see anyone with the suspect. When Natalie reached her mother, Guadalupe was breathing, but was dazed and unable to respond. Natalie observed blood on the back of her head. A man picked up Guadalupe and put her in the back seat of their car, where her head rested in Marisol's lap. While in the car, Guadalupe started having trouble breathing. Max was the driver of the parked car several spaces away from the car that the family was driving in. He pulled out of the lot and picked up Christopher about a block or two away, while also with Lawrence inside the car. An ambulance and paramedic arrived at the Foods Co. around 6:58 p.m., and Guadalupe was transported by ambulance to the Kern Medical Center. Initially, her heart rate was strong and normal, but midway through the 5-minute ride to the hospital, she developed a slow heart rate. Guadalupe's breathing also began to slow and became incompatible with sustaining her own airflow, and paramedics had to assist her with breathing. Upon arrival at the hospital, Guadalupe was in full cardiac arrest. Despite advanced cardiac life support measures being used, Guadalupe died. She was pronounced dead around 7:49 p.m.
Murder. You go and catch a body over a gold chain that the lady probably would have took off and gave to your goofy ass. Make it make sense, man. Kids, stay in school, man.
The forensic pathologist who performed the autopsy stated the cause of death as emotional stress, which was associated with physical altercation during a robbery, and also a irregular heartbeat associated with blunt force. The woman who was robbed days prior to Guadalupe's death being Patrice, she was watching the morning news the following morning on Monday, August 20th, when she saw an artist sketch a possible suspect in the crime that she was in. She immediately recognized the individual as the person who took her chain, being Max. She called the police. That same day, she was shown a single photograph of 6 individuals, which one she identified as Max. On August 20th, Max was picked up by the police. He admitted walking through the Foods Co., but denied touching Guadalupe and told police to go look at the surveillance footage. On August 20th, Max was picked up by the police. He admitted walking through the Foods Co., but denied touching Guadalupe and told police to go look at the surveillance footage, which he said would show him leaving by himself. Based on the interview, police conducted further investigation. On August 23rd, Max was interviewed again. He insisted he had walked to the store with 2 individuals, but said that he did not leave with them. He said he walked back to the apartment complex by himself.
You know how crazy that sound? You went to the store with somebody and didn't come back with them same 2 somebodies that you went to the store with, and they trying to figure out which one of y'all caused this body that they investigate? Y'all not smart. Or it's like I always say, y'all just doing it for clicks, views, and to be famous on social media. Famous. Crazy word.
Himself while the others remained at the store. Max denied driving the perpetrators away in a car. When police told Max they knew he was with Lawrence because his ankle monitor put him there at the exact time the situation happened, and also seen
What?
Lawrence running away and getting into Max's car. Max says Lawrence was not the person who did it. Max admitted Lawrence was one of the two people he was walking with, but he insisted they did not do it, and that he gave Lawrence a ride. He
So
said it was
who
the
did
other
it?
person who did it, but he still did not give a name. But Lawrence's GPS monitor tracked the trips and every move of the two of the next days, along with them going to a cash for gold spot for other robberies. All men were later arrested and later sentenced to life in prison for the murder and robbery.
Yep.
The
Y'all dumb as hell. Goofy of the Millennium Award goes to them. Why is the nigga on house arrest in the car? For what? Automatic GPS. Make it make sense. Y'all ain't got no smarts. I know rocks that are smarter than y'all. Then your goofy ass say, go look at the footage. It'll show I left by myself when I got there with somebody and I didn't do nothing. Please go get a good education and go make something out your life. Please don't come to the streets because you got goofy people in a world like this that are waiting on young kids to come into the hood and try to put them on and all this other goofy shit. Just go to school. Tell them niggas no. Go to school. Go get a good education. That's what you go do.
murder convictions of Max and Lawrence were overturned in 2017, and due to the change of the state law for felony murder rule, the district attorney's office can no longer prosecute them for murder, prosecutors said, with both jail sentences went to around 24 years instead of life.
Will have their murder convictions dismissed. Maximilian McDonald and Lawrence Slaughter were found guilty for a 2012 robbery that ended in an elderly woman's death. 72-year-old Guadalupe Ramos.
Maximilian McDonald, the nigga came from a decent home. Just based off the name, the nigga came from a decent home. And if you know anything about Bakersfield, it's like country, but it ain't just it. He came from a decent home. His boy did too. Look at them. They don't even look like they're committed. Man, look. Well, folks are stupid. Folks are stupid. Let's get back to the rest of this. It's crazy.
Most died after a third man, Christopher Patterson, snatched her necklace, causing her to fall. He is still serving a life sentence, but because of changes to the felony murder law, Slaughter and McDonald will have those convictions dismissed. Before this year, the felony murder rule allowed people to be charged with murder if they were involved in a dangerous felony, even if they weren't actually the killer. Both men still face significant time behind bars on their robbery convictions.
Christopher was the last man charged in this case, and he was also the one who snatched Guadalupe's chain off her neck and was the one who killed her. He still remains in jail for life, and he's even been in headlines of recently being part of a brutal beating in prison of a fellow Eastside Crip in jail.
Oh yeah, but this is what y'all want to chase. This is what y'all want to go for, right? This is what y'all trying to amount to be, right? 3 men crashed out over a chain. A fucking chain. And this lady gone. Hit her back, hit her head, barely made it to the hospital, passed on at the hospital. This what y'all want to gangbang for? And then the nigga that ended up with life made it back to the news because he knocked off one of his homies real bad, beat him up real bad. So I think y'all should go get educations, you know what I'm saying? Go learn how to, drive a bus, a plane, or welding, or automotive or something. Go do something with yourself. Pick up a camera, be a content creator. You know what I'm saying? Just don't go to the streets. It ain't nothing there for you, nothing but a casket or a life sentence, as we just seen. Hey, man, like, share, sub up, tell a friend, tell Tim we'll do it again, man. Bang that notification bell so you don't miss no more videos, shorts, demonstrations, or why you should keep your ass out the streets ever again. Means in between, we'll rock with you.
Facts, put the story in order, then we give it right back. Politics in the streets, streets in the system, same cycle repeating. Nobody really listens. We talk consequences, not rumors and clout. What happened, why it happened, who it really about. No gimmicks, no industry, hand on the scale. Just voices from the pavement, trying not to fail. Every episode pressure, every word got weight. We don't chase controversy, we document fate. If the city feel intense, we unpack it clean. No sensational spins, just the truth in between. Real talk, no bill.